Healing takes community, or at least one person, someone who says to you, I believe in you. My therapist became that anchor. And then a few trusted friends, my daughters, became the net that caught me when I fell. And then there are all of you. The growth of my online community wasn't what mattered most. It was about the connection. The messages that I've received, the DMs, the comments of, I get it. I've been there. You got this, girl. I believe in you. For the first time ever, I began to feel those words. They broke through that wall and touched my heart. Slowly, I've begun to toy with this unfamiliar idea that I'm also worthy of God's love, kindness, and care. My faith has returned, not as doctrine, but as relationship. The quiet presence of grace whispering, you're still here, you belong, you are loved. Through 7 Petals, I've expressed my story through creativity, the arts, music, and reflection. Through Redeem Thyself, I have found a community of survivors and seekers who remind me that redemption is collective work. 2 practices have become essential: imagery work and journaling. Imagery work connects me with the parts of myself I once abandoned. I discovered my inner child hiding in a deep, dark, damp dungeon in my gut. Now I speak to her daily, telling her she is safe, that I can protect her, that we will not go back to where we once were. I pray that soon I'll fully believe those words. But for now, I'm practicing as if, changing the voice in my head from judgment to gentleness. My journaling grew out of chaos. It began as documentation, evidence of the rants and ravings of husbands and other abusers, proof that I wasn't losing my mind. But soon it became something else, a mirror. Wrote about how I felt physically, spiritually, and emotionally. And awareness began to grow. Some days it's structured, other days it's just words spilling out, ramblings, ideas, dreams, and prayers. Through writing, I'm learning to feel again. These practices established a voice, the one I never had. When I left Montana for Nevada, I left behind big skies and the stillness that once steadied me. A place where I thought I could be happy, connected to nature, spending time in the forests, walking along streams, and exploring the mountains. Yet it became a place of rants, raging, and gaslighting. So when I left, I thought I would be able to start anew, to heal. Yet he followed me. Now I'm preparing to move home to California, back to the Western Sierra Nevadas, back to stillness and simplicity, to a place I am confident he will not follow. And I'm counting the days to be home very soon. This feeling feels like both an ending and a beginning. When shame shows up, I remember Dr. Nathanson's truth. Shame cannot survive empathy. And every time I tell my story, shame loses ground, largely because of you. Knowing I'm not alone has been profoundly empowering. Beginning this week, I'm adding a new series of reels to my socials called Redeeming Qualities. A few times each week, I'll share a quality I'm celebrating that day. Something I've overcome, something that I felt, something I accomplished. I hope you'll share yours too. And like Eleanor Roosevelt said, you must do things you think you cannot do. For me, that thing was telling the truth. finding my voice. And today, this very first episode is part of that truth telling. Thank you for listening, for holding this space with me, for allowing this first Redeeming Stories episode to be both my story and the start of something bigger. In future episodes, I'll be joined by guests, people who have walked through pain, faith, loss, and restoration, each bringing a story that reminds us we are never alone in our healing. If today's story resonated, visit juliamlane.com for more reflections and to subscribe. Or connect with me on Instagram or Facebook at 7 Paddles and Redeeming Thyself. And follow me here at the Redeeming Stories podcast. Remember, healing isn't about erasing your story. It's about redeeming it. With gentleness, honesty, and hope, I'm Julie M. Lane, and this is the Redeeming Stories podcast.